If you're a high school hitter who works harder than everyone else on your team, yet still feels invisible to college coaches, well, listen up. This is the most important 7 minutes you'll spend this offseason. Because what's holding you back right now is not a talent problem. It's not a you're not big enough problem, and it's definitely not a just work harder problem. It's a training problem. And once you fix how you train, everything changes. In the next few minutes, I'm gonna show you the exact development system we use here at Downtown Performance to turn overlooked players into hitters that coaches can no longer ignore. No once-a-week lessons that leave you guessing for days, no random drills off the internet, and no more grinding without direction. By the end of this video, you will know exactly why your numbers have stalled and what it actually takes to start moving them again. This is for the player who always outworks the room, the person who shows up early, the person who always stays late, the person who's perhaps a little bit confused and a little bit angry that the work hasn't been showing up in the results. If that's you, you're exactly in the right place. This is not for you if you're looking for a quick fix before tryouts. This is not for you if you're ready to take days off the second nobody's watching. And this is not for you if you're willing to collect quick cues from 5 different coaches rather than commit to one real plan. But if you're ready to stop guessing and start developing with a real purpose, keep watching. You've probably already tried the things that everyone recommends. Lessons once a week, a new hitting coach once the last one stopped working, hours in a cage, and swing on swing on swing. And for a while, some of it helped, but then it stopped working. And no matter how many reps you got, your exit velocity never jumped, your bat speed never climbed, and that coach never called. Here's the truth that nobody tells you. 1 hour a week is not a real development plan. That was me my sophomore year. I worked day in and day out and still couldn't push the needle. I wasn't the superstar, I wasn't the biggest athlete in the room, and I wasn't the most heavily recruited on the field. But what changed everything was learning how to train the right way, every day, and not just for an hour on Tuesdays. The traditional lessons model sends you home with a couple of cues and then leaves you guessing for the next 6 days. That's where habits slide and development can stop. So you're not the problem. The model is failing you, and there's a completely different way to do this. Downtown Performance isn't hitting lessons. It's a complete baseball development system based on one idea. Every athlete is different. So no 2 athletes should ever train the same way. Different body types, different swings, different deficiencies. We build a plan around yours, and we develop daily, not weekly. Here's how it works in order. Phase 1, the baseline. Before we change anything, we measure everything. Using blast motion, we evaluate your bat speed, your peak hand speed, your rotational acceleration, and your overall swing efficiency. Next, we capture your swing on arm form and screen how you move. Now we'll know exactly where you are and exactly what's holding you back instead of guessing. Phase 2, the engine. Power comes from the body, not from the bat. For the EverFit app, you'll get a personalized lifting program built for your body and your deficiencies with every rep tracked and macros dialed in to fuel the work you're putting in. This is where we'll build the strength and the speed that bat speed is made of. Phase 3, mechanics. This is where the swing gets fixed. We'll submit swings through arm form throughout the week, and that's where we'll break down exactly what's happening mechanically, what needs to improve, and how to fix it. Then you'll receive drills specific to your swing. Not generic drills, not random advice, the exact pattern that your swing needs. Phase 4, power. Now we'll train your deficiency directly. If your bat speed is low, we train explosiveness and rotational power. If you move inefficiently, we clean up your movement patterns. Speed and rotational work get built into your week so the numbers on the assessment start to move. Phase 5, game transfer. Looking good in the cage isn't the goal. This phase is about taking what you've built and making it show up under the lights, in a real at bat, and against real pitching. Phase 6, exposure. Development gets you ready, exposure gets you seen. We open up recruiting exposure opportunities so that the work you've put in can land in front of the right coaches who can take you to that next level. Through all 6 phases, you'll have consistent feedback and 24/7 access. Development happens every day, not just for 1 hour a week. At this point, you might be thinking, that sounds great, but will it work for me? So let me show you a few players who are exactly where you are right now. This is Blake. He's a junior at UAPB. And when he came to us, he was looking for change, looking for an improvement in his play and more power. And within 8 weeks, he was able to feel and see the improvement he was looking for in his swing. His bat speed improved by 5 miles per hour, and it showed during his breakout season this past season. This is Ahmad. He's a junior and a starter on his local high school team. He was the kid working hard, had great tools, but not enough eyes on him. He made a couple tweaks to his setup and sequencing, and now he's put himself in an ideal situation heading into his heavily recruited summer season. These players aren't outliers. They aren't the biggest or the most naturally gifted athletes in the room. They're the players that finally got the right plan for the swings and the bodies they actually have. Before I tell you what to do next, I want to say one more thing. Most players spend their whole high school career working hard with no direction, hoping that effort alone will get them noticed. It rarely does. Players who make it to the next level aren't the ones that work the hardest. They're the ones that train the smartest with a system every day. So here's what happens next. We work with a limited number of athletes at a time because the level of daily feedback we provide doesn't scale. So the next step isn't buying anything, it's applying for a spot. Below this video, there's a short application. Tell us where you are right now, what you've already tried, and where you want to be by next season. If you're a fit, we'll reach out to set up a free evaluation. If you're not, we'll tell you honestly, and we'll point you somewhere better when we can. For the parents watching, I understand how fast baseball development can add up. Between your hitting coach, your strength coach, your speed coach, and recruiting services, that's 5 different people, 5 different bills, none of them talking to each other. Downtown Performance gives your athlete structure, accountability, communication, and development all in one system created by someone who's played at the level that your son is currently chasing. At Downtown Performance, we'll guarantee 100% of your money back if we fail to help your kid increase his bat speed by at least 3 miles per hour, shave down his 60-yard dash by at least 0.3 seconds, or increase his exit velocity by at least 5 miles per hour. I know a full development cycle sounds like a real commitment. Here's what I'd ask you to consider. How long have you already been stuck doing it the old way? How many more once-a-week lessons can you afford before you can decide the problem was never your effort, it was the plan? If you're serious about playing at the next level, the application is below. Your opportunity might just be one off-season away. Let's build a version of you that coaches remember. Let's get to work.